Hi everyone. So in my last video, I mentioned that I was going to share with you how I make my version of Sisterlock's refresher spray in the fragrance spring. And so I wanted to come back to you today and kind of follow up with you and tell you how I make this. Now, I want a full disclosure. I'm making this, duping this based upon what I see on the label as the description. So my version may not be exactly like this, but it's pretty close. And so if you want to try this, I would definitely recommend buying it yourself from the Sisterlock website. But if you're like me, you like to just make your own product sometime, I want to share with you how I make my version of this refresher spray. So there's 4 things that you'll need in order to make this spray. The first thing is distilled water. Now, the reason why I recommend distilled water or spring water is that it's a little bit healthier for the hair than traditional tap water. I know in the United States we have our water systems and they purify and add minerals and fluoride and all of these things that may be healthy for the body but may not actually be healthy for our hair. So we want to use water that we know will be healthy for our hair. So if you have distilled water or spring water, that's what you want to use as the base. The 3 essential oils that I use are lemongrass, you can see that, lavender, and rosemary. I don't know if you can see that. Now, my 3 versions of essential oil come from a brand called Now, but you can use whatever brand you have most readily available. The more organic, the better and the healthier, but again, you use what you have available to you. Now, I want to briefly go over the benefits of these 3 oils so you know why I love using them. So I'm going to look at my phone and pull up some information. So first, let's talk about the benefits of lavender oil. And so lavender is antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antiviral, antibacterial, and antiseptic as well. It does help to balance out the scalp's pH and sebum production. It increases blood circulation for improving overall scalp health. It moisturizes and soothes the scalp and the hair. And it also has a disinfectant property, so it provides healing and nourishment to the scalp and hair from within. So I think that's great for lavender. The next oil that I'll talk about will be lemongrass. And they say for lemongrass that it has some of the same properties that I just mentioned for lavender, but along with that, it detoxifies. So it actually kills odors. This is a great spray to use on your scalp if you're dealing with some odor after working out, or just, hey, it's been a week and I need to refresh my scalp. This can help with that. It also strengthens the hair. It strengthens the hair follicles. So that's one of the things I love about lemongrass. And then finally, we have rosemary. And for rosemary, some of the benefits are getting to it. Okay, here we go. So for rosemary, some of the benefits are very similar to lavender and very similar to lemongrass. This also helps with hair growth. So who doesn't want their hair to grow? So this helps to stimulate hair growth. If you are dealing with graying of your hair, it supposedly also slows down the graying process if you want to slow that down. And it also has a natural disinfectant property that prevents bacteria and other germs that may live in the hair or the scalp area. So I love that these 3 essential oils are beneficial for the scalp as well as the hair. And so that's why I love this as a refresher spray, as a deodorizer for the hair. It's just a nice all-around product. So I can't wait to show you how easy it is to make it. And since I've actually run out of my most recent DIY version of this spray, I'm actually going to make it in front of you because I actually need to make more. So this is an empty 4-ounce bottle. It's the same bottle that the Sisterlock brand comes in. I'm just recycling it and using it again. So this is a 4-ounce bottle. And all I do is I put about 6 drops of each oil in first. So we're looking at a total of 18 drops total if you use all 3. So this is the lemongrass, which smells so good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And lemongrass smells just like it sounds. If you've never smelled it, it's a very fresh scent, and it smells very citrusy and very fresh, like like a fresh garden. That's what that smells like. So now I'm going to put in lavender, and I'm going to do 6 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And many of you are familiar with what lavender smells like, but I love the smell of lavender. It's a nice fresh scent as well. And I understand when you smell all these 3 fragrances, you understand why Sisterlock's named this version of their spray Spring, because that's exactly when you put these 3 fragrances together, that's what it smells like. The last one I'll do is rosemary. And rosemary has, let me count first, 3, 4, 5, 6. This oil smells just like the fresh rosemary that you'd use to cook with in your kitchen. So if you're like me and you've made rosemary chicken or rosemary on your potatoes, you know, this smells just like fresh rosemary. So I love the way that smells as well. And finally, I'm just going to take my distilled water and I'm just going to fill this up all the way to the top. So I'm basically adding 4 ounces of water. Add a little bit more. And this is it, guys. Like this is really how I actually overfilled it, which is fine. I'd rather have too much than not enough. And so I'll just put the top on and then you just shake it. Like you literally just shake it and you're done. Like that's the spray. That's all you have to do to make this spray. So if you don't like those 3 fragrances, you want to try something else, the key to making your refresher spray of using essential oils is you want to make sure that you have a good ratio of essential oil to whatever you're using as your carrier. So for me, it's distilled water. So that's the key. So I use about 6 for a 4-ounce bottle. I use about 6 drops of each of my essential oils and fill the rest up with water. So I hope you like this easy DIY refresher spray. If you have a refresher spray that you like to use, leave it in the comments below because I love to try to make things especially for my locks. So I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, and if you're celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year in advance, and I hope to talk to you soon. Take care.